Do you ever just wake up in a bad mood and you have no idea why? Maybe it's that time of month, or maybe you had a weird dream, or maybe it's completely unexplainable and you just feel guilty and annoyed and irritated before your feet have even hit the floor. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 simple steps that can help you shift out of a bad mood and into a more neutral or even positive space. Hey, I'm Heather and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a place where I coach busy moms who want to grow their business with more heart and less hustle. And today we're talking all about how to shift out of that bad mood so that you can continue to show up for your life in a powerful way, even on the hard days. First of all, I want to start by saying that I don't believe difficult emotions are a problem. Feeling sad, feeling discouraged, feeling irritated, it's not a problem to be fixed. It's part of having a human brain. It's part of the experience of living on planet Earth. Nobody ever said that this entire life was supposed to be happy and easy. And the truth is if we felt happy all of the time, would it even feel like happiness? So much of the experience of joy and excitement comes because we have the contrast of feeling sadness and feeling discouraged and feeling unsure. If we weren't to have that contrast, would we even feel joy at all? And I share that to say I am not trying to eliminate the difficult emotions from your life. Sorry, that's not what I do. I'm trying to help you understand how you can process and respond to them in a way that helps you snap back quicker. That is the goal here, okay? So I'm gonna walk you through 3 simple steps that you can take when you notice that you are in a foul, salty mood and you want to get out of it. The very first thing to do is to accept and allow the emotion that you are feeling. Don't resist it, don't judge it, don't push it away. Ask yourself the question, how am I feeling? And what if I was okay with this feeling? Let me give you an example from my life. The other day, I woke up in a really sad mood. And I identified pretty quickly that it was because of a dream that I had at night. And that dream felt so real. And when I woke up, I felt all the emotion as though that dream had actually happened. Have you ever experienced this? And normally what I would do is kind of brush it away or resist it or tell myself, it's silly that you're feeling sad. It's just a dream. Don't worry about it. Don't dwell on it. Just move on. But I know now that resisting an emotion only causes it to persist. What I've learned is that allowing it and creating space for it is one of the most powerful things that I could do. So I just said it out loud. I said it to my husband because he happened to be there. I said, you know what? I feel really sad this morning. Although, let me rewind. First, I tried to resist it. Okay, that's actually what happened. I got up, I went downstairs, I made some coffee, I brought a coffee up to my husband, and then I realized, oh crap, I'm resisting this emotion and it's just getting worse. I'm going to actually allow it. I'm going to say it out loud to somebody. I sat down on the bed and I said, I'm feeling really sad. I had this dream, and I told him the dream. And just the act of allowing that emotion, of not resisting it and not judging it, brought the intensity of it down noticeably. Like, let's say it was at an 8 in intensity, it was like down to like a 4 just from having that conversation. Then I went downstairs and I drank my coffee and I journaled about it. Again, allowing myself to feel that way, not judging it. And by the time I was done my journaling, the emotional intensity was down to like a 2 or 3. Okay, so that is step number 1. It's simply allowing the emotion to be there, not resisting it, not judging it, not numbing from it, allowing it. Step number 2 is to remember that the emotion is coming from a thought. Every single emotion that we have is attached to a thought. When you acknowledge that there is a thought that is creating that emotion, a thought in your brain, it reminds you that you are not a victim, right? The circumstance that I was experiencing was that I had this dream. I can't control that. But then I was thinking a thought about the dream that was making me feel sad. In this particular case, I had a dream about my ex-boyfriend who passed away just about 2 years ago. And I was thinking about his wife and their sons, and that's what was making me feel sad, as I was thinking, they don't have him in their life anymore. These boys don't have their dad to spend time with and look up to and talk to and be with. And that was the thought that was creating the sadness. just acknowledging there's a thought creating this feeling without trying to change the thought was another level of helping me go from like maybe a 3 or a 2 to a 1 in the intensity of the emotion. The third and final step in this process is to ask yourself if the thought that you are thinking is serving you. Not is it true or not, but how does it make me feel, and how does that feeling cause me to show up in my life? And if it's not serving you, know that you can change it. Now, when you're changing a thought, when you're choosing a new intentional thought to think, please don't feel like you have to jump from a -10 thought to a +10 thought in a moment. In fact, I would recommend that you don't try to do that, because your brain just isn't going to believe that new thought. And if it doesn't believe it, it's not going to create emotion that will actually motivate you to take action. So instead of going from this is terrible and horrible, I can't believe they lost their dad, to it's totally fine and it just feels so untrue for me and my brain does not believe it at all, and I don't want to think that thought. So instead I started to think, how can I reach out and support this family? How can I encourage them today? This is an opportunity for me to be an encouragement. I don't feel sad just for the sake of feeling sad. I'm feeling sad, and I can actually use that as fuel to show up for them in a way that is helpful. And I know I found a powerful thought when I feel a shift in my emotion. A powerful thought will always evoke emotion. And then we can take that fuel and we can use it to show up and take action in our life. So just to review those 3 simple steps to shift from a bad mood to a good mood. Number 1, allow the emotion. Don't resist it. Allowing it looks like giving it a name, sharing it with someone, breathing through it, feeling it in your body. Step number 2, remember that your emotion is coming from a thought. That doesn't mean you need to change it right away, but just acknowledging this emotion isn't coming from the facts or the circumstances of the situation. It's coming from the story that I'm telling myself about that situation. And number 3 is ask yourself if that thought is serving you. And if it's not, consider changing it to something more neutral or a little bit more on the positive side. If you're ready. If the emotion doesn't feel as intense, that's a great place to do that. I hope you found these 3 simple steps helpful. If you did, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.